The Lenten readings, my dear sisters and brothers, particularly the story of Joseph and the parable of the wicked tenants, reflect the ongoing or unending struggle between human jealousy and divine mercy. While separated by centuries, these two narratives reveal a consistent pattern. God's goodness is often met with rejection, yet that same goodness ultimately transforms evil into a plan for salvation. In Genesis, we see the destructive force of envy. Joseph, the favored son, receives a beautiful tunic from his father, a visible sign of love that ignites his brother's hatred. Their jealousy grows from mere words to a murderous plot. Initially planning to kill him, they ultimately sell him into slavery. This act, born of pure malice, is a human attempt to thwart God's plan. The brothers, blinded by their resentment, believe that they have rid themselves of Joseph and his dreams. Similarly, in Matthew's Gospel, Jesus presents a parable where tenants are entrusted with a vineyard. Their greed consumes them. They beat, kill, and finally murder the landowner's own son, believing that they can seize the inheritance. The religious leaders listening understood the parable was about them, as they recognized themselves in the tenants who rejected every messenger God sent, culminating in their plot against Jesus. My dear sisters and brothers, both stories are driven by a desire to possess, whether it is a father's affection or a landowner property, leading to the ultimate act of fratricide or deicide. However, the climax of both stories reveals a profound theological truth. His brothers intended to do evil. God intended to do good. Joseph's fall into slavery became instruments by which his family and even all of Egypt would be saved from famine. In the same way, the parable tells of the cornerstone that the builders rejected. The killing of the son would not be the end, but the beginning of a new covenant. The jealousy and murderous plots of humanity become, in the mystery of God's grace, the very means of our redemption. For us, my dear sisters and brothers, in this Lenten season, this parallel is deeply relevant. Lent is a time to honestly confront the brothers and tenants within ourselves. The jealousy, the greed, and the desire to control God's grace. It is a season that calls us to acknowledge our capacity to reject God's goodness, yet it also offers profound hope. Just as God rescued Joseph and raised Jesus from the dead, Lent reminds us that God is sovereign. He can take the broken pieces of our lives and our world and weave them into a story of salvation. The season invites us to trust in this transformative power, turning from our own evil plans to embrace the surpassing goodness of a God who saves. And God saves us through Jesus Christ, who sacrificed himself on the altar, to which we will move and celebrate his sacrifice to be able to participate in his sacrifice.